Cool. All right, team. So what we're going to be talking about today is, becoming a leader. So becoming a leader is super important because we have to be able to lead ourselves. So there's three categories. There's self, family, and service. And if you think of cups, right, and think of three wine glasses. So the wine glass at the top is self, and then next to it is family and service, right? And what you have to do is that you have to fill your cup up, and then family and service gets filled up after that. Okay. And obviously, family is quite self-explanatory. However, service is either like things in the community that we do, or service could be even in our work. Okay. So for example, a lot of ladies in double digit coaching, we've got like teachers, caregivers, parents, things like that, where you serve um, people, and so that would be classed as service, for example. All right. Another analogy that I like to use is that if let's say that we're a basketball, right, made of rubber, and if we keep on bouncing it over and over and over again, the basketball is going to, and if we don't take care of it, or if we leave it out, what happens is it starts to break down. It starts to, yeah, not be as strong, and then eventually it'll pop, right? And we want to avoid that from happen from happening. So we need to take care of it. Or another analogy, which is a better analogy of this, it's like a rock. First, a rock is very strong, and you're probably the rock of your family, or the rock within your life. But what happens is over time, if you don't take care of it, even a rock can break. A rock can break just like glass. And so, even if we're a strong person that can take a lot, we have to look after ourselves. Okay. So, in overdoing it, and overdoing the carer identity, and just doing what we find easy, which is taking care of others, eventually we won't be able to take care of anyone if we don't take care of ourselves. So we have to fill up our cups. And it's like the panda versus the Viking, okay? So what I've noticed with myself and the ladies that I serve, because it's all mirrors of ourselves, that sometimes we can be too nice, that we say yes too much, right? And we don't stand up for ourselves. Sometimes in life we have to say no. We have to be strong and show our teeth, like the Viking, okay? And it's all about balance, yin and yang. Masculine energy, feminine energy, okay? Sometimes we have to be like, no, I'm going to take care of myself. I'm doing this. Hey, I don't appreciate the way that you're talking to me. Please stop. Okay. And sometimes it's time to be the panda, be loving, be caring, and letting our caring nature come out. But if we're too nice and we're too much of a panda, the panda is going to get pushed over by Vikings. So that's why it's important to have balance. Okay. And it's really important. And in our first call of double digits, we talk about the blame and the shame, and then the reasons, the stories, and the excuses that pop up, and then we fall into victim mentality, and we have this judgment, right? The judge, and then we become the victim. To remove that and to become victor, we have to remove the judge, because without the judge, there is no victim. So we have to remove the judgment from ourselves, and that comes with a choice, okay? And you have to give up the person that you are now to be the person that you have to become. Talked about that quite a bit. And if we want to have the legacy that we want to live, and if we want to impact the lives that we want to have, we first have to start from self. Okay. And we have to look after ourselves. Okay. So, and you have to think like, are you sabotaging yourself? Okay. And in the past that I sabotaged myself a lot, it seemed that like when anything was going good, I'll find a way to mess it up for myself. Okay. And that comes from things that we're valuing, right? And things that we're just chucking under the rug, and all the stuff that are underneath the surface. Okay. And so we have to face this head on and find out like what is going on. Why are we doing this? And it's usually something in the past that is holding us back. And maybe it's time to start healing. Okay. And the first one is just seeing, where's this coming from? What's this doing? Okay, this is coming from probably this moment when my siblings bullied me, or when the bullies at school bullied me. Okay. Well, maybe it's time to forgive them, and also to forgive myself. And what am I doing to cope with this? Maybe it's junk food, maybe it's alcohol, maybe it's, worrying and stressing, maybe it's overworking. Okay. And we have to really see what's going on and why we're doing this. Like, what's a story that I'm telling myself on why am I actioning this behavior, and what needs to change? Okay. And what am I going to do to overcome this? And it could be, doing some meditation. It could be, joining the local gym. It could be choosing, like you chose double digits to better yourself, which is awesome. It could be a number of things. So the other day I got a massage for the first time in like 5 years, and I was quite surprised on how relaxed I did, and how much better like my whole entire week was. And it's because I was changing my state, right? And I was picking something for me and my health, which was, if it was me, like 10 years ago, it would be junk food, it would be alcohol, it would be, all the stuff that doesn't serve us, that actually adds to the problem. And maybe it's time to pick things that more help. As I said, with the massages, or signing up to yoga, or it could be, going on hikes, or like, what are things that I can do to unstress, which actually serves me? And then also kind of, yeah, battling those demons and facing them head on. Why am I behaving this way, and what's causing this, and how are things that what I can do to fix these challenges, or take the first step to make this happen. Like with me, um, it all kind of comes from the past, and my ego, and not feeling good enough. It's like for school, I didn't feel I was good enough. And so when I started working, I wanted to create a successful business to show everyone at school of that, I could be more successful than them. Uh, and I had great success, and I achieved what I wanted to achieve, got my clients, and yada yada yada. But inside I was still empty. And I was like, okay, why am I still feeling this way? And it's because I did it for everyone else, right? Not for me. The first time that I got the leanest that I ever been was 10% body fat, but I was the most insecure I ever was because I did it to prove people wrong. I didn't do it for me. And then once we do this in a lens where the reason why I'm doing this is because I love myself and I want to look after myself, or the reason why I'm doing this is to impact others and to help others, that's when real fulfillment comes. And so I feel like, we have to be careful of how you use the why, and how we frame things, because there can be repercussions. It's like, looking back, it was really unfortunate that I got into such, I was lean, I was happy, I went through this incredible like body transformation. I got to the end and I wasn't happy. And because the mental work wasn't done. So we have to really see where our is at, and really be careful of the power of the mind. Okay. And we have to like really face the truth and see, like, why am I doing this, and why do I want to do this? What is my why behind the why? What's the purpose, significance of wanting to do this? And really manage those stories, okay? And just remember, with anything that we do, it's that, like, we have to watch the language, right? So I can't yet, instead of I can't, or I'm bigger than I would like, but I'm doing everything in my power to change. And the reason why I can't, instead of like I can't do this for this reason, I can because of this reason. Okay. And we want to fuel ourselves in the right way with the right stories, and making sure that we have that action plan in place. Okay. And that way we can move forward and get to our goals. Okay, team. So yeah, and if we don't grow, and if we don't aim to being like, the best versions of ourselves every day, the opposite thing starts to happen, okay? And we have to look at things that are like truly holding us back. Is it us? Is it our environment? Is it the people we're surrounding ourselves with? And chances are it's a little bit of both. But we first have to start with self, reflect. Reflection is key for being able to move forward. And some of the best growth that I ever had is just taking 5 minutes and just thinking about things. How's everything going? What's holding me back? Is the current person now serving me? Who do I have to let go of? Like maybe it's time to let someone go to introduce someone else.